Happy Friday. Hope all is well. Last Friday, it was my B-Day, and I want to tell you that I had a wonderful weekend. I had fun with family and friends, and I got a lot of messages and calls and posts, and good word and some kind words of affirmation. And so I thank God for another year, and for another year of being here. So enough about that. We're here today because we want to talk about effort. Last, Friday we talked about conditioning, that in order for us to go the distance, walking the miles of life, we're going to have to go through some physical, emotional, spiritual conditioning. But today we're going to talk about effort, because effort is equally or more so important as we walk the miles of life. See, and the question for us is effort ever wasted? Are our efforts ever wasted? Let's answer that. Because the definition for effort is the total work done to achieve a particular end. The total work that's done to achieve a particular end. Effort is movement, feeling, and thought. It's movement, feeling, and thought. And so, effort is when we do something to reach a goal. But I want you to understand that no matter how much effort you put into a thing, sometimes you may not win. You may not. We don't always win. People say, well, if you work hard, you win. That's not always the case. People don't always win when they work hard. Sometimes we lose. Sometimes we want to go for first place. We end up in fifth place. Sometimes we put in all of our efforts to, for our relationship to succeed, and it doesn't. But in order for us to walk the miles of life, effort is needed. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 23 says, all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. So the Proverbs, a book of wisdom, says all hard work or all effort brings a profit. And why does the scripture says that's when we know we don't always win? Well, the reason why is because we gain knowledge when we put forth effort. We grow, right? We get stronger. This is the book. It is so important that we put forth effort, because as we walk the miles of life, we have to grow in order for us to keep going. And so effort, while it causes you to grow, and you're going to grow, believe me, because even if you don't come in first place, you've learned something. You've grown. Even if that relationship doesn't work out, you've grown, you've learned something. And not only have you learned something for yourself and got wisdom and knowledge for yourself, now you can share with others because you've experienced it. So effort is definitely not wasted, even if you don't win. Win or lose, effort is not wasted, because we grow, we learn, we mature, we do all of the above. But what I want to tell you, though, is while you may lose, right? You may put in all your effort in one area and lose, but at some point, your effort is going to cause you to profit and win down the road. Maybe all of your effort didn't work in this relationship, but maybe when you get to the next relationship, because you've learned and you've grown, your efforts will work in the next relationship. Maybe because you didn't come in first place in the first race, now you've learned some things, you've grown in some areas, and so you come back later and now you're in first place. But if you don't put forth effort, you're not going to grow. You're not going to grow, and you're not going to mature, right, into your winning season. Let me put it to you like that. I think Jacqueline Carr said it better than any of us could say. You're not going to mature into your winning season, because when your winning season comes, your efforts, and whether you passed or failed, whether you won or lost, they developed you and strengthened you, right, to be able to stand and to walk into your winning season. So let me give you some examples, the ones that we can grab a hold today. Let's look at Viola Davis. She just became an EGOT winner, right? But Viola Davis often talks about in her younger years, she did not get that recognition. It came in later in her life or later in her career. So, but she put forth every effort back then. Come on. People might say, yes, she did. She worked hard. And maybe some days she felt it would never get here. But she kept putting forth the effort as she walked the miles of life. And now she's an EGOT winner. At some point, she won. It profited her. And if you don't know what an EGOT is, she is an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award winner. Everybody who's in entertainment wants to get there. Well, I won't say wants to get there, but would be delighted if they got there. I don't want to, make no blanket statement. That's not fair. But let's talk about another person we all are familiar with, and that's Jennifer Hudson, J-Hud. When we think about her on American Idol, she didn't win. Matter of fact, Simon Cowell didn't have a lot of confidence in her abilities. And her voice was powerful and beautiful back then. She didn't win American Idol, but look at her now. But while she was on American Idol, I'm pretty sure she grew, she learned some techniques, and it took her to the next phase. But now she's an EGOT winner. She's an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony Award winner. But she had to put forth effort. I'm going to tell you, putting forth effort does not always mean that you will win or lose, that you will win at the moment. Thank you. Sometimes you'll lose. But if you keep putting forth the effort in the miles of life through your growth and understanding and knowledge as you win and lose, it will cause you to walk by faith in God into your winning season. Because the scripture tells us that if we work hard, it's going to profit us. It tells us that if we become chatty catties and just run our mouths and do nothing, then it won't. So let me tell you, don't just be a talker as you walk the miles of life. You got to put forth some effort, some energy. You got to work hard. Yeah, it's so important. Because what effort will do, eventually, win or lose, by faith in God, usher you in to your winning season. Much love, Keita.